You know, strongman really, really pisses me off sometimes. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just letting you know this is a nice little jumper. Look at that. This is DBAC. You can pick these up on my website, powdwire.com. Yes, sir, you can. So guys, as you've seen in the strongman world, it's kind of quiet at the minute, but just to touch on something that Luke Richardson got his bicep surgery yesterday, his 6th surgery. What a conundrum for him to have his 6th surgery done. Now, the really annoying part for me is the fact that for the 6th time, he has had to pay for the surgery himself. Now, the last time he tore his bicep, I think it was 2021. He was in the exact same place, even though we joked about it while we were in Sacramento in one of our videos. Hindsight, we were tempting fate, and fate fucked us in the ass. Hard and deep and hard, because we spoke about, imagine if he tore his bicep and then the following day, not 24 hours later, he literally tears his bicep. His tore it 90% off. There was 10% hanging on. So anyway, he had his surgery yesterday. But anyway, dating back to 2021, God, I keep veering off. He tore his bicep, and the doctor, you know, that fucking doctor that I often talk about, the one I don't like, the one that should not be near a strongman competition, was there. And she said, you know what, my friend is a surgeon and she can do the surgery right here, right now if you want to. So Luke says, do you know what, I'll get it done here because it's paid for, because the insurance, I think, covered it that time. So he got his bicep surgery done in America, flew home, bicep attached. Did all his recovery, and in fairness to Luke, he's probably one of the most stringent guys out there, where he would follow his recovery protocol to a T. You know, there's no messing about. If it was me, like, I would probably test my bicep the following day with a massive deadlift. Just that's how I'm made, and there's nothing I can really do about that. So Luke did all of his recovery for his bicep that time in 2021, and I think it was like possibly heal no more. Shortly time after that, on his very first attempt at some heavy bicep work, he picked up a 100 kilo Atlas stone and pulled off his bicep. Again, the same bicep that he got attached. So then he had to go and get more surgery on the same bicep that ripped, from a surgeon in the UK who was questioning why the surgeon did the surgery in that way, that whoever did it made an absolute mess of it, and is it any wonder it came off? Okay. So that was the doctor's friend, ladies and gentlemen. So they must be all cunts over there. Anyway, getting back to my point. Luke decided not to get, no, not that he decided, I suppose, you know, the last time he had surgery in America, it was really bad. So he decided to get it in his place where he's known well, I suppose, back home, and got his surgery in the UK and had to fork out $5,000. And thinking that World's Strongest Man would cover it, because the amount of paperwork and insurance involved with World's Strongest Man, they did not cover it, which I can't believe. Seriously, Worlds, with all the money, like, you're owned by IMG, who is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you can't fork out a bit of insurance money to Luke Richardson for his bicep. It cost him 5,000 sterling. Just tap his card, bing, and he got a surgery done. And because it was done in the UK and not in America, the insurance didn't cover it, which is absolute and utter bollocks. Just fucking pay for the surgery. Anyway, now that I've got that off my chest, I feel better. I feel much better. You know, we went for dinner, not me and Luke, me and my beautiful lady and our son Freddie. We went for dinner on Sunday, I think it was. It was Sunday, right? And I was really hungry. I'm dieting at the minute, so I just ordered lots of meat. So what I ordered a whole chicken. And what they do is this: cut the chicken in half, just give you the meat, the legs, whatever, the wings. And Freddie ordered some pasta, and Lane ordered some salady thing. I'm not even sure what she ordered. But anyway, so Freddie starts off and saying, "Ew, daddy, what are you eating over there? Is that a real bird? And I said, well, Freddie, it's a chicken. Of course it's a real bird. He goes, that is absolutely disgusting. And he got louder and louder, that you're eating an animal off of your plate. And the whole place was looking over me. And I was like, Freddie, keep your voice down. You're kind of embarrassing me. And he kept going. He was like, keep going. And he was like, you should not be eating animals. That's so disgusting. What happens if that bird there has family? And I had no words other than, Freddie, if you shut up, I will bring you to the toy shop very soon. And he did. He agreed. And I had to bring him to the toy shop to shut him the fuck up, because he was embarrassing me, and people were looking over saying, oh, I can't believe you're eating an animal like that in front of your son. What am I meant to eat? If we're in the jungle, what would we be eating? Do you know what? We're only a couple of square meals away from cannibalism at the end of the day. Anyway, let's look at some of the comments from yesterday, because I had quite a few yesterday. I did a video yesterday on this lady in the UK who said she was too fat to work and was on disability, and I disagreed to it. That video got completely demonetized, and it was just waste of time. But at least we had a laugh out of it. We got some comments in from it, and it says, being obese by itself is not a disability. Being sarcopenic and having shitty bone density at age 15, 60 is the real disability. My mom's the same case. She doesn't want to do anything anymore, and is just self-pitying her way after her diabetic diagnosis at age 60. I imagine if she was diagnosed with diabetes at age 60, it was due to shitty health, not looking after herself, eating too much shitty food. It's strange, because if you look into all these other countries, I've seen these documentaries on Netflix, where they look at these countries like Japan and all that, and they don't have half the diseases and shit that we have. And you know why? It's because they don't eat shitty foods. If you stop eating shitty foods, you'll be less fat naturally. You don't even have to diet. Just if you stop eating shit food, eat whatever you want whole food wise, you will lose weight, you will be less fat, you will feel healthier. Stop putting dog shit into your mouth, and you will stop feeling like dog shit. Oh, it's like I have to spell it out for you. Anyway, yeah, see, even at 60, that's still young. 60 is young these days. This lady, your mother, could change things around, lose some weight, get on a better diet, start exercising. Do you know what I mean? Get a ride now and again. A ride will fucking bring the youth back into you. Your grandfather there might climb up on her and give her a fucking shot of it. Here we have something different. The best exercise, this is in relation to Mike Israetel and his 8 exercises for strength, which were absolute dog shit. So this guy, Spike Hackett, the best exercises for size and strength are rack pull, wrong. Power squat. What's a power squat? Is that just a normal squat? Like there's 2 squats, there's front squat and back squat. Which one are we referring to? Back squat, I absolutely agree. Front squat, you know what, I agree. High bar squat, okay. High bar squat. Squat, just say fucking squat, you cunt. Bench press, not really, no, I wouldn't class bench press. Dips, dips I would agree. Dips hit so many muscles. It's all your chest, your shoulders. It's great for mobility in your shoulders. Even if you sit down into that deep stretch and that stretch, it's really good for your shoulders. A lot of people disagree with me. I have the most fantastic shoulders in strongman, mobility wise and looks wise. Don't even deny it. Look at that. Pop, 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 pop. Press. What press are you talking about, you cunt? If military press, yes, I agree with you. See if it's log press. I hate log press. I wish we could delete log press from strongman. It's so fucking stupid. So stupid. Bent over rows. Yeah, I'd put that in my top 8 possibly. Chin ups, possibly put it in my top 8. Low upright rows. What the fuck is a low upright row? Just say upright row. What's your low and your high? Oh God, I agree with about 4 of them, so well done. You picked 4 good exercises. Peter Shortland, despite fact Ultimate Strongman UK's level in terms of athletes isn't as high compared to Giants Live. Probably a bit harsh. Sorry, you're not harsh. That's the truth of it. Britain's Strongest Man is a far different competition to UK Strongest Man. Britain's Strongest Man is harder. Far better athletes there. Not that there was anything wrong with the UK Strongest Man athletes. I mean, I won UK Strongest Man. And I came second to Britain's Strongest Man. I can tell you one thing, it's a lot harder to win Britain's Strongest Man than it is UK Strongest Man. Do you still consider it to be at such tough competition compared to Britain's? And it is. UK Strongest Man is a hard competition, because back when I used to do it, it was like, I think it was 4 or 5 events a day, 3 days in a row. I don't know if they do 3 days anymore. I think it's 2 days now. 3 days in a row. So you can imagine, like, even when you train normally, you only get DOMs in your knees and your hamstrings and your quads and lower back for me. And DOM is normally 2 days after the workout. So if your day 1 used to be on a Friday, so like day 3 you were fairly hammered. So you can imagine what it was like at World's Strongest Man, where they had 4 days in a row, which I think is a joke. Squishing it all up into 4 days is too much, I think. So yeah, UK's would be a lot harder. Or Britain's is tougher and heavier and harder, but UK's is still a really tough competition. David Milam. So this is in relation to my video yesterday with your lady that didn't want to work because she was too fat. Katie, the thin woman in the interview, should have told the TV host, who were taking sides with the large girl, that the only reason they have a job on TV is because they are thin and good looking. I'm sure that they wouldn't give up their jobs to a couple of lardos. That's a bit rough now. You are 100% right in this topic. I know I'm right. I'm 100% right. I don't care what a lot of people say it's genetic or it's disease related that they're so fat. I don't know, like if you were out in a jungle where you had only meat and berries to eat for 12 months, I can guarantee you would not be the same size you were in 12 months' time of eating meat and berries out in the jungle, living out in the forest, only having water to drink. I'll guarantee you wouldn't be as fat. And you can blame disease and whatever else you want. I don't fucking buy it. And you're right. I can't remember. Holly Willy Booby is the female and Phil Schofield is the fella. They wouldn't have jobs if they weren't. You're right, I agree with you. You're 100% right. Now we have Charlie Walker. I come from a very obese family. My uncle is 6'6" and 280 kg. 280 kg. Is that a typo? 280 kilo body weight. 6'6". Jesus Christ, he is a big man. Along with numerous other members that are similarly obese, being this size automatically comes with mental health struggles. It does. It comes from mental health struggles that you've created by being that size. The mental depression is the disability that then manifests itself into physical disability. Nor does being this size come without health issues. Cellulitis, abscesses, heart issues, circulatory issues, often diabetes, arthritis, worn knee joints, etc. Exactly. But they're all avoidable by literally losing weight. Even if you didn't lose weight, if you just cleaned up your diet and stopped eating the shit food that made you that size, you would have a drastic, better blood work. You'd feel better. There are levels to being fat. I'm 5'11" and 120 kg. That's not. I am overweight. But I also train every day and walk lots. I have a chubby, muscular build. So you're built like me, which means you literally just proved your own point that if the rest of your family did what you did, they would all be they'd look like me. They would be a chubby, muscular build. So they could. So what you're saying is they could be like you. They could be way less. My cousin is 5'9" and 230 kg. Jesus Christ. 5'9" and 230 kilos. That must be so uncomfortable. I feel sorry for your cousin because Jesus Christ, I'm probably 120 now because I'm dieting at the minute. I can't imagine what it feels like 110 kilos strapped to me, trying to get around doing everyday jobs. Even sitting down taking a shite has to be difficult. Walking to the top of the stairs with 100 kilos strapped onto me. Fuck off. I can't see how that isn't a motivating factor in itself. The fact that you're that fucking fat and how uncomfortable life is and how shit life is. I mean, even like if you're 5'9", 230 kilos, there has to be so many things you can't do. Like, do you fit in a plane? And I'm not being a cunt when I say this, but it must be difficult traveling even on a plane. Do you fit in a seat even? Do you have to buy 2 seats? I don't know. How the fuck do you deal with that shit? You can't compare the two. It's all mental, which in turn destroys the body. Anyone saying you can just lose the weight doesn't have a damn clue. You're literally contradicting yourself, because you're saying you're 5'11", 120 kg, you're overweight, but you walk every day, you're chubby muscular build. Why can't you do it? Why can't, if they did what you fucking did, they'd be less fat. I can tell you that a 5'9", 230 kilo cunt would be a lot lighter if he did what you did. It's useless me saying that you can just get... It's as useless as me saying you can just get a better job, you can just be happy, you can just do anything in life, etc. Well, you can always get a better job. All it takes is 1 step back, 2 steps forwards in terms of re-educating yourself, going to college, creating a better job for yourself. It's not a light... I used to dig holes in the fucking ground in the pissing rain, shoveling. I used to literally shovel shit. Shovel shit for minimum wage. I used to be up at 5 a.m. I used to get up at 5 a.m. after sleeping alongside my uncle all fucking night, snoring and farting and burping all night because he was an alcoholic. I used to have to listen to that and then get up at 5 a.m. and start digging holes and shoveling shit for 15 hours when I eventually got home at 8 p.m. that evening, where I then have to go and train because the gym closed at 9, so I trained from 8 to 9 and then make my lunch, which took a half an hour. Then I'd go to bed and then repeat. And I did that for years and years and years. And I said to myself, do you know what? Fuck digging holes and listening to my fucking cunt of an uncle snoring. I'm going to do something better, something that I enjoy. So I joined the gym and I got good at gym. And I said, wouldn't it be amazing if I could make the fucking gym pay off? Make the gym pay me? Make doing what I love, getting paid for doing what I love? And that's what I did. I just focused on a fucking dream of doing bare minimum, getting paid loads, to do fucking nothing. And I achieved it. Why can't anyone else do it? That's my rant over. Anyway, it's not a light switch, but an entire state of mind and lifestyle overhaul that often needs external intervention. I did it myself. I'm a thick cunt. If I can do it, anyone can do it. In this story. Anyway, lads, Jesus, it turned into a long episode now with me ranting. I would like to thank you all for coming here. I will see you later. Good day to you.